It is time for our weekly Mayor's Chat. We're checking in with St. Catharines Mayor Walter Sendzik. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Bob. How you doing?
Good, good. Let's start off with some good news. Council approved affordable housing developments on Geneva Street. You've worked out a deal or are presently working out a deal with the developer. So how impactful is this?
This is a big deal for us, Bob. This was city property that council had decided, instead of just surplusing it, putting it onto the market, that we were going to come up with a creative way to address a housing crisis here in our community. So we put together some guidelines for the sale, and the guidelines include affordable, attainable, and social housing to be built on this 3.8 acre site. And it took us about 8 to 10 months to get this put together, including going out for proposal. So what's come back is a very real opportunity for us to work with the selected developer to build housing in our community that is in short supply and that is affordable, attainable, social housing. So this is big news for us, and I'm hoping other communities can see this as an opportunity. Look at your surplus lands that you have and see if you can come up with creative ways. Instead of just selling it for the highest bid, come up with creative ways to address a housing issue.
And how close does this get you to the goal line of where you want to be with affordable housing in St. Catharines?
We're at the 50-yard line, Bob. This is a huge issue in our community. It's a huge issue in communities across Canada. You know, it's even across North America. And so how we tackle these issues, this is just one piece of it, Bob. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more policy development that has to come in place. The province has to play a role. It's not simply just about building more suburbia across farmlands. This has to be also about how do we build and intensify our cities so that more people can afford to live here. And the complexity of this, Bob, we're just scratching the surface with this project, but as a clear demonstration to our community, we're taking it seriously.
Yeah, and certainly a positive step forward. How's the economic recovery going in St. Catharines, and how concerned are you about restrictions maybe returning due to Omicron and all the fears surrounding the new variant?
So, Bob, we can't predict the future, and we've seen this variant. We're going to wait for what the science tells us to do. But what we're seeing is that in certain areas or places in communities, you're seeing larger congregation of people getting together, and people aren't wearing their masks. They're not keeping that distance, or they're not following the proper public health guidelines, such as washing your hands and
getting a little complacent.
Yes, complacency is the key. And as we head into the holidays, the message is, let's just put our guard back up a bit so we don't have to go back into these places of more restrictions. We want to be able to work together as communities and say, what can we do to keep this variant out of our community? But at the same time, as young people get vaccinated, we're continuing to protect them as well, because that process is taking some time.
And what about the city employee vaccination uptake? What is it at this point?
97%, Bob. That's, we've got close to 1,000 employees, 97%. That's significant. So first of all, thank you to all the staff who have put up their hand and said, I want to be a part of this. And, with any organization, you're going to have a certain small percent that is not going to do this. And so, we're dealing with it internally. But the reality is, to the 97%, that is a significant number. And I'm really proud of that, because it shows that our staff care about their fellow staff workers, and they also care about the community as well.
Well, the community in St. Catharines and everywhere is heading into the holidays, and St. Catharines is going to be lit up big time with Let It Glow. That kicks off on the, is it the 11th?
Yeah, on the 11th. And what we're looking at, Bob, is instead of doing the Santa Claus parade where a lot of people, again, get together and you have large groups, this Let It Glow goes throughout the month of December into January. It takes place in downtown St. Catharines and in the historic Port Dalhousie. Check out the city's website for all the information. Santa's going to make an appearance. We've got bands that are going to be playing. But what we're trying to do is spread it out so that the retailers benefit. Often when you see a Santa Claus parade, you get thousands of people into one area, and then they disperse right after that. What we're doing here is bringing more and more people into our downtown and historic spaces so that they spend money with the retailers. Buy local, buy local, buy local. That should be the message of this holiday season.
Right. Well, thanks for checking in with us, and we'll do it again next week. Good to see you. St. Catharines Mayor Walter Sendzik.
Take care, Bob. Always a pleasure.